Test, test, test. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to CVCA live streams coverage of CVCA Royals hockey. My name is Tim Nichols, and as always, it's good to have you with us once again today. It's game number 30 of the regular season, senior night, and there's a ton at stake. The top two teams of the Greater Cleveland High School Hockey League's Blue East Division will skate to decide the divisional championship with the number one seed in next week's Barron Cup up for grabs. CVCA and Chagrin Falls will face off today at the Dan Costo Rec Center in Garfield Heights, Ohio. As always, before we get started, we'd like to encourage you to follow CVCA Livestream's social media contacts on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram by searching for the social media hashtag at CVCA Livestream. By following us on social media, you'll be able to keep track of our broadcast schedule and other news and notes about CVCA athletics. First things first, however, in a departure from our normal broadcast routine, Sean Mosher and myself are going to excuse ourselves from the broadcast perch and head on down to the ice. CVCA's four seniors, Captain Nick Humphrey, Assistant Captain Mark Mosher, defenseman Zach Nichols, and goaltender Karsten Hauk will be honored in just a few moments. So we're going to turn the camera over to our trusted sidekick Cody Anderson and Kent Schwartzbeck, and we'll do our best to pick up the audio of public address announcer Chuck Parada this afternoon. And once the ceremonies are over, we'll hustle back up here to continue the formal broadcast. So stay tuned. Coming up in a few moments, senior night ceremonies from the Dan Costo Rec Center, CVCA at Chagrin, this afternoon on CVCA Livestream. Welcome back, one and all, to CVCA Royals Hockey. Tim Nichols back up in the perch with Sean Mosher, Cody Anderson, Ted Schwartzbeck, and we are ready to bring you Greater Cleveland High School Hockey League Blue East Divisional action today. The senior night festivities just concluded. Crowd still filing in, and we expect a big crowd today here at the Dan Costo Rec Center. It's senior night, and there's a lot on the line. If you've just joined us, these two teams, the top two teams in the Greater Cleveland High School Hockey League Blue East Division. It's Junior Royals night as well, so about 40 families expected with youngsters not old enough to attend CVCA here tonight. They'll get a chance to skate with the team after today's game. Student body rolling in as well on senior night, and the Chagrin Falls fans turning out in big numbers. This game is a big-time feel. It's the culmination of the season's worth of effort for both teams, and yet it's also a precursor. These might be the two best teams in the Greater Cleveland High School Hockey League's blue divisions. And I don't think anyone who follows hockey would be surprised if these two teams see each other again next week in Brooklyn at the venerable John M. Coyne Rec Center when the Barron Cup takes place. CVCA returns home today for the first time since January 7th. After 7 straight games on the road where the Royals went 6-1, CVCA sits atop the Greater Cleveland High School Hockey League Blue East standings, and here are those standings. At 22-7, CVCA is 8-1 overall and atop the division. Just 1 game and 2 points behind are the Tigers, who sport a 13-5-0 overall record and are 7-2 in the division. That 1 game difference, a 7-3 CVCA victory in the very first game of the year back on November the 20th. CVCA got 3 third-period goals on that day to blow open a close game, and those goals might prove to be very important today, 2.5 months later. Chagrin Falls can win the division, and with it the number 1 seed in next week's Barron Cup, but to do so, they will need to outscore CVCA today by 5 goals to win the head-to-head goal differential tiebreaker. If Chagrin Falls wins by 4 goals today, goal differential between the two teams would be even, and then we presume the number 1 seed may come down to a coin flip. Although that has not yet been confirmed by the Greater Cleveland High School Hockey League's leadership. CVCA, on the other hand, they just want to win the game and not have to worry about any of the goal differential calculations. But should the Royals come up short this afternoon, as long as the margin is 3 goals or less, they'd still get the number 1 seed next week. You got that? Well, we'll go over it again throughout the course of the contest this afternoon. As if the number 1 seed isn't enough incentive today, the Royals are skating in search of their first outright divisional championship in school history. The only other divisional championship for CVCA occurred back in 2010 when they shared the Blue Central title with Lakewood. A win today would give CVCA 23 wins on the season, and that would tie this year's squad with a 2018-19 team for the most wins in a season in school history. Note, that 2018-19 team also won the Barron Cup, and that's the last time the Royals hoisted the sought-after trophy at season's end. The Tigers, well, they're no strangers to success themselves. They're just 2 years removed from winning the Barron Cup. This year's juniors and seniors were on the team that defeated Canfield in 2021 to win the Cup, and they come into today's game having won 4 games in a row. And they want to keep the streak going with a win today and 3 more next week. And if they can do that, the key juniors and seniors on the Tigers squad would be the only players in Chagrin Falls history to win the Barron Cup twice. The Tigers are a veteran team, and they have 7 seniors, 6 of them making strong contributions, none more than number 19, Elliot Dupre, and number 17, Henry Westendorf. Westendorf enters today's game with a team-leading 27 goals to go with 14 assists, 41 points overall. Dupre is right behind with 16 and 17 for 33 points overall, and the Royals will need to keep that tandem in check this afternoon. Zach Armstrong wears number 14 for Chagrin Falls, and with 11 goals in the season is always dangerous, and Matt Revenue has found the back of the net 9 times this year as well. On defense, senior Alex Newton and junior Aiden Kabeck are solid and lock things down in front of Newton's younger brother, Nathaniel, who at times is one of the best goaltenders in the league. The stats bear that out. Newton has saved 91% of the shots that he's faced this season. He has a 3.00 goals against average with 2 shutouts. But he can be streaky, and hockey players have long memories. And every player on the ice today, on both teams, no doubt, has in their mind the last 3 games played by these 2 teams. Last season, with the Royals stumbling through January, CVCA put a third period comeback together at Nathaniel Newton's expense and won a 5-4 contest on January 21st, 2022, just over a year ago. It turned the CVCA season around. The Royals went on a tear and found themselves in the Barron Cup semifinals a couple of weeks later as a 7 seed against these same Tigers. Newton gave up 3 first-period goals, including 1 just seconds into the game. He also allowed CVCA to come back with 2 late goals in the third period as the Royals manufactured a come-from-behind win to send CVCA to the Barron Cup finals and send the Tigers home. And then, in the first game this season, the Royals beat Newton 7 times en route to a 7-3 victory. So Newton and the Tigers would like nothing more than to reverse the script today here and spoil CVCA's senior day. The Royals, well, they come into the contest this afternoon on a 6-game winning streak, their longest winning streak of the season. The most recent victory on Thursday night at Kent, where a big 4-goal third period propelled CVCA to a 5-1 victory. Sophomore Noah Chidima leads a powerful Royals attack with another goal on Thursday. The sophomore has 36 goals to his credit on the season, and he also has 25 assists for a team-high 61 points. The sophomores, the swarm line as we like to call them, over the last 2 years have been quite impressive for CVCA. Jared Outward, 23 goals, 24 assists, 47 points, and Jacob Schwartzbeck, 20 goals, 26 assists for 46 points. Chidima, Outward, and Schwartzbeck will give the Tigers fits this afternoon as they have all teams all season, but there's not a lot of let-up when they get some rest. Cord Stegmeyer comes into the contest today with 25 goals, 20 assists, or 45 points. Senior Nick Humphrey, the captain who was honored earlier this afternoon, has 17 goals, 25 assists. And junior David Siff comes into the contest with 16 goals and 21 assists. So the Royals come at opposing defenders in waves. And speaking of defense, that's the other story of the season for the Royals. Seniors Zach Nichols and Mark Mosher, as well as sophomores Carter Martin and Eli Parada, anchor a defense that's been stingy, surrendering just 2.5 goals a game this season. For the Royals, sophomore goaltender Caleb Mosher has won 15 out of 19 contests on the season, surrendering just 2.2 goals a game, while senior Carson Houck has won 7 of 10, and he's got a goals against average of 3.1 goals a game. The Royals are seeking win number 23 today, and the outright Blue East Divisional Championship, and the number 1 seed in next week's Barron Cup. It's CVCA and Chagrin Falls, the final game of the regular season, coming up next on CVCA live stream. We're getting ready, as are you. You've got about 2 minutes before starting lineups are announced, so if you've got a beverage of choice that you'd like to work on during the first period, we encourage you to get to the fridge at your house. Call your friends, tell them to tune in. CVCA live streams coverage of Greater Cleveland High School Hockey League Blue East Divisional games with CVCA and Chagrin coming up next. This is the 26th meeting all-time between the two schools. The Tigers hold the edge in the series, 13 wins overall. CVCA has won 3 in a row, however, including the season opening game this year at the Pond by a score of 7-3. The Tigers' last win was a little over a year ago. It was a 4-3 victory back on January 15th, 2022 at the Pond. Behind the bench for Chagrin Falls, head coach Craig Hoberman is in his second season with the Tigers. He's assisted by Jeff Deacon and Jacob Hoberman. For CVCA, head coach Doug Fairchild, year 15 at CVCA. Coach Fairchild recorded his 200th career victory back in December against Twinsburg. Fairchild is assisted by Rich Hurdle and Mark Brower. Here Clock winding down on the pregame festivities. Both teams collecting the pucks from their nets. And we're just about ready to go. Once again, what's at stake today? The Royals with a win. Win the Blue East Division outright for the first time in school history. They would get the number 1 seed in next week's Barron Cup. Opening games of the Barron Cup take place at the venerable John M. Coyne Rec Center on Monday. The 1 seed would play at 6 p.m. against the winner of the Blue South Division. At this point, that looks like it will be Nordonia. The 3 seed, which will be the team that comes up on the short end today, will play on Wednesday against the 6 seed, which has already been locked in. That'll be Lakewood. Wednesday, I believe that game at 6 o'clock. We'll go over the entire Barron Cup bracket for you during the course of today's contest. It is Junior Royals Day today, and so, as we mentioned briefly, about 40 families in attendance here today with youngsters not old enough to go to CVCA yet, or maybe have older siblings at Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy. They will enjoy a free skate with the team after tonight's contest. And as we mentioned, a great number of students have made their way out as well today to see the Royals' regular season off. We're glad you're with us as well. Both teams have gone to their end lines today. The Royals home uniforms, the white Royals jersey with the CVCA emblem, black bottoms. They wear the royal blue helmets as they always do. So black, white, and blue for CVCA today. Chagrin Falls in the road jerseys, black bottoms, black tops, orange piping and shoulder stripes, and black helmets for the Tigers. And here we go with the starting lineups. Sophomore Nathaniel Newton gets announced. The goaltender for Chagrin Falls. 13-5 on the season for the Tigers. 13-5. He started every single game. The captain for the Tigers, number 17, Henry Westendorf. Elliot Dupre, as we mentioned, also getting the start today, as does Matt Revenue. Senior Alex Newton will start in defense for the Tigers, as will number 2, Aiden Haybeck, a junior. And the rest of the Tigers will skate out to the blue line. And now senior night for the Royals. Getting the start tonight in goal, the senior number 1, Karsten Houck. The captain, Nick Humphrey, gets the start for the Royals. The senior. Assistant captain, junior David Siff, will start at right wing for CVCA. At left wing, number 8, sophomore Cord Stegmeyer. Senior assistant captain, Mark Mosher, makes his last start here at the Dan Costill Rec Center today. And senior defenseman Zach Nichols skates out to the blue line. He'll start on defense. And the rest of the Royals join their teammates. And now we're going to pause as the national anthem is sung by CVCA's Luke Wiggers. a fine rendition of the national anthem, and we're just about ready for hockey on a Saturday afternoon. The final regular season game of the season for both of these teams. Their next stop will be Brooklyn, the Barron Cup. The only question is, when? The 1 seed will play on Monday afternoon, 6 o'clock, Monday evening actually. The 3 seed, which will be the other team, the other result of this game, will play on Wednesday evening. Both teams looking to advance past the first round next week and into the semifinals. And an inside scoop for all of you that are watching right now: if CVCA should advance past the initial round, we will have both Blue Divisional semifinal games for you on CVCA livestream from Brooklyn next week on Saturday. Monday's games will be available on Sports on Tap's YouTube page, the Sports on Tap podcast. They'll have games for the Barron Cup on Monday, Wednesday, and the final day on Sunday. But should CVCA advance past round 1, CVCA livestream will have both Blue Divisional matchups next week from the John M. Coyne Rec Center. But first things first, we're ready for hockey. Nick Humphrey and Henry Westendorf about ready to face off at center ice. Royals and Tigers set to go. Whistle blows, and the puck drops down. We're underway from the Dan Costello Rec Center. The face-off is won back by the Royals. Zach Nichols has it in his own defensive zone. Nichols turns it over in front, shot and a save, rebound into the corner. The Tigers with a good chance right away, and Nichols just gets it and scoops it down the ice, and the Royals will take a deep breath and reset. Alex Newton is on it for Chagrin Falls. He sends it around the board, looking for Aiden Kabeck, and it's out just past the stick of Mark Mosher. He'll get it and dump it back in deep. They'll wave off icing, and Newton's back on it once again. Around the near side boards, looking for Elliot Dupre. He sends it back around to the far side, looking for Revenue. Revenue chips it up, and Mosher has it. His shot goes wide and all the way down to the near side, and it's chipped up and out. No icing. Cord Stegmeyer will get back on it for CVCA. Puck is loose and collected by the Royals, and they'll ice it down the length of the ice with 1 minute and 4 seconds gone in the first period, and the Royals and Tigers will both get a change. Here's that early series where the Tigers had a great opportunity right off the opening faceoff. Caleb Mosher had to, Karsten Hauk had to step up big. I think we credited Mosher, but it is Hauk in goal today for the Royals. Face off to his left is won by CVCA. Carter Martin sends it around. Now outward, backhands it to Schwartzbeck. Schwartzbeck overskates it and can't get into the zone. And the Tigers send it back the other direction where Martin is on it. Cross ice, Parada upward, looking for a teammate. Shot comes in wide. Schwartzbeck quickly sends it back around the other end, looking for Outward. He's got it. Outward dumps it deep, and Noah Chadima's first touch of the day. Gets to Schwartzbeck, tries to center it, gets it right back, puts it in front, and it's collected by Josh Verona. Still in the offensive zone for the Royals, though, and Alex Newton will collect it for Chagrin Falls. It's chipped up but not out, kept in by Eli Parada. His shot attempt is knocked down, and the team's battle, and out comes Chagrin Falls. With some speed, Noah Chadima will put an end to that rush, intercepts it and sends it up. He's got Jacob Schwartzbeck. Schwartzbeck cross-ice pass is deflected, and the Tigers will dump it in deep. It should be an icing, and it is. Icing called against the Tigers, and the Royals will get an offensive zone face-off. Much better on that second shift for CVCA, and they'll get a chance to have a face-off to the left of Nathaniel Newton. Once again, the Tigers, to win the division, have to win this game by 5 goals today. Be at the number 1 seed. A tall task, but we'll see if they're up for it. The Royals just looking to win. Stegmeyer centers too far, and it goes the other direction. Here comes Dupre. Dupre skates in, but loses the puck. Centers, still loose in front. Dupre had a great chance. Tigers still battling for it, and it's swept to the behind the goal by Carter Martin. Dupre still has it, though. Dupre centers, but it goes out of the zone, and back on it, chasing it is the Tigers. They turned over David Siff, centers. Nick Humphrey's going to skate right in, and a glove save by Nathaniel Newton. A nice job by the sophomore. His first save of the afternoon. And Nick Humphrey with a great opportunity right there off the defensive zone turnover. Humphrey testing Newton on his glove side, and Newton steps up. 91% for Nathaniel Newton. 100% on that one. Face off to Newton's right. Noah Chidima in there, and he'll step across from Westendorf. Chidima wins it back. Schwartzbeck shot on Newton is saved. It's loose in front. And Alex Newton escorts Jared outward away from his brother. And the save is made. 12-13 to go. Early first period action, no score. This face-off is won by Chidima once again. Tried to evade a couple of Tigers, can't do it, but Schwartzbeck comes up for it to Chidima. His shot is deflected high. Newton wasn't quite sure where that went. It was up in the rafters, and the Royals with a couple of good chances right here. Here's Chidima, the leading scorer for the Royals, with an opportunity. And they'll do another face-off to the right of Nathaniel Newton. One back to the slot, not kept in though. Ben Wilford has got it, skating the opposite direction. He'll set up. Wilford still retreating, sends it forward toward Chidima, over his stick, and Newton's going to send it in far to the wide and right side of Karsten Hauk. Wilford to Mosher, back around the boards, but the Royals can't get it out. Here comes a chance, but not quite. Poked away. Elliot Dupre was lurking in the slot. Tigers send it back down low again, and Mark Mosher collects it for the Royals. Far side. Royals try and build out, but they can't clear the zone. It's dumped back in deep once again, and chasing after it is Zach Armstrong. Armstrong leveled behind the boards. Wilford, or behind the net near the boards, and the Royals finally clear it out to center ice. Whistle blows. We've got offsides, I believe, going to be called against Chagrin Falls. And a stoppage at 11:10 to go here in period number one. Nick Humphrey will take this face off across from Armstrong. Royals win it back. They'll angle it off the boards, and Matt Porter gets his first touch. Pushes it forward, looking for Humphrey. It's loose behind the net. Centering pass up to the high point. Knocked down and out of the zone. Now into the offensive zone for the Tigers. Henry Simperman looking for a chance. It comes loose to Verona. And a save made by Hauk. Humphrey tries to build out the rush. The Royals will have to reset. As the Tigers making a change, Dupre skated right up on that puck and got it. Long angled pass to no one in particular by Eli Parada, just out of harm's way. And the Tigers send it back in. Humphrey will collect it for CVCA. No score, 10:21 to go first period. Humphrey's pass is too far, and turning it right back over are the Tigers. Into the offensive zone. Alex Newton has to play it. He's got Noah Chidima bearing down on him. Outward. Pressuring. Now it comes to Chidima. Chidima with some space up to the point. Carter Martin has it. D to D, Eli Parada. Parada skates in, fires. It's loose in front. Deflected by Jacob Schwartzbeck into the corner. And this one comes loose. Outward, backhand shot, and a second rebound shot, and a score for CVCA. 1-0 Royals. The puck came loose. Outward, set it on net, and Noah Chidima right there to get that rebound and put the Royals up 1-0 for Chidima. Goal number 37 on the season, and the Royals will play from in front in this one early. 1-0 CVCA. Back underway. Face-off is dropped down. And the Royals back into the offensive zone. Jacob Schwartzbeck chases after it. He's going to get to it first. He'll dump it behind the net. Sent back the other direction by Dupre. And around the boards it comes on the near side. Kept in by Mosher. Kick to the near side by Westendorf. Mosher can't get that, but Dupre skates right past it too. It never left the zone, and it's dumped in deep by Outward. Tigers will try and break out with it, and they're going to ice it. Whistle blows. Chidima from Schwartzbeck and outward. Time of that CVCA goal, 5 minutes and 18 seconds of the first period. 1-0 Royals in this decisive and penultimate game of the Blue East regular season. Face-off one to CVCA. Stegmeyer's shot right on goal and saved by Nathaniel Newton. So we'll do it again to the right of Newton. This one's one back to Chagrin Falls. And they can't clear the zone. Zach Nichols has it. He skates in deep. Nichols with pressure. Will just send it behind the goal rather. Nick Humphrey collects it. Humphrey will dump it around once again to the near side. Caden Smith clears the zone, but Zach Nichols will send it back in. The Royals have to get onside. So it's sent back up and out. Nichols will collect it again in the neutral zone and angles it right off of Matt Porter, but the Royals are onside. Stegmeyer has it on his stick. Towards Stegmeyer to Nichols. Nichols shot. Fans on it. Here comes a chance for Chagrin Falls. Zach Armstrong has it poke checked away by Mark Mosher, and he's dispossessed. Mosher will skate up with it. Mosher getting pressure. Nice back check for Falls, and offsides is the call against CVCA. Here's a nice play by Mark Mosher, taking the puck away from a Chagrin Falls Tiger, and a face-off in front of the Tigers bench. Controlled by Chagrin Falls. Newton clears it out of the zone. Carter Martin now has it for CVCA. He'll angle it off the near side boards. Schwartzbeck not able to handle it cleanly, and he'll reset. Henry Westendorf sends it into the corner. The Tigers will try and build out with it. They sweep it back the other direction, and Aiden Kabeck will chase after it and send it up and out. Delayed offsides for CVCA. They get back on. Touch up. The Tigers cannot clear the zone until now. Dumped in, delayed offside again against CVCA. And Falls sends it out. The Royals reset. Angled off the boards looking for Schwartzbeck. He'll pass on it because Noah Chidima was there, and he dumps it in deep where Alex Newton has it and dumps it to the far side. Again, looking for Revenue. Revenue has it with pressure from outward. It's pushed further in. Westendorf. He'll reset. Chidima on him. Gives him a push. And it's just barely out, but the Royals right there to dump it right back in and keep the pressure on. Outward and Schwartzbeck off, and a couple of new players on for CVCA as they keep it in the offensive zone. Chidima right up to Carter Martin. Martin has it. D to D looking for Parada. He's got it. Parada sends it on wide. And on the other side, the Tigers will ice it. Actually, it'll go right down on Karsten Hauk, who sees it go right up near him, and he'll leave it for Carter Martin. Martin, David Siff. Siff had 2 goals on Thursday night. Stick handles and lost it, and it's intercepted. Kept in on the defensive zone turnover, but falling down was Zach Armstrong. Near far side corner, Elliot Dupre had it. Here comes a shot and a save by Hauk. A nice series right there for the Tigers, who are looking for the equalizer. We've got 6:05 to go in the first period. The Royals leading 1-0 on a goal from Noah Chidima. Face off to the right of Karsten Hauk. They wait for the door to close, and it finally does on the CVCA bench. The Royals win the face-off, and outward chips it up and gets out to the neutral zone. Chidima giving pressure. Simperman loses the puck. Noah Chidima has it, and he scores! Noah Chidima, his second of the first period, and the Royals lead balloons to 2-0. Chagrin Falls could not clear the puck, and the Royals made them pay. Noah Chidima, goal number 38 on the season. The swarm line, relentless. And here they are again. Schwartzbeck off the faceoff. Has it, looks for Chidima. Chidima into the corner. He'll set up. He's got outward. And Schwartzbeck tries to center it and poke checked away by the goaltender Newton. Up to center ice and chipped into the zone. Icing waved off. Mark Mosher will chase after it. Gets there before Armstrong, but does turn it over in and close to the goal. CVCA sees the puck loose into the near side corner. Simperman is there. Mosher will battle for the puck with him. And it's swept around to the far side, and Outward comes up with it for CVCA. Jared Outward chips it off the boards and wins the race. Outward, he's got the puck right in front. Chidima looking for the hat trick, gets a shot off, and it's saved to the far side. Quebec tries to reset, and he'll send it down. Carter Martin is there for CVCA. Icing waved off as it does not get to the end line. A wholesale change for CVCA. Set up and icing. The official scoring on that second goal. Chidima from Outward and Schwartzbeck again. Time of goal number 2. 9 minutes and 9 seconds of period number 2. There's a face-off won by the Tigers. A shot is wide of Karsten Houck. Chipped up towards Stegmeyer to get into the offensive zone. Stegmeyer's shot is deflected into the far side corner. David Siff chips it behind, looking for Nick Humphrey. Can't quite get to him, and the Tigers will chip it up and build out. Here comes Chagrin Falls. Siff back checking, but the shot is off and almost fooled Houck, but goes wide. Stegmeyer has it. He'll set up cross ice looking for Siff. He's got it backhands, and the Royals have Humphrey driving into the offensive zone. Onto his forehand. Humphrey fires, saved by Nathaniel Newton. Here's the pressure for the Royals. Humphrey put it on goal. He had Cord Stegmeyer on the far side of his forehand looking for a rebound that never came. So the face-off will be to the left of Newton. And Newton sees Noah Chidima back in the face-off dot. Royals win this one up to the point. Zach Nichols' shot is deflected into the near side corner. The Royals scored on that very play about a week and a half ago at NDCL. This time, they'll reset. And Outward will dump it in deep. Chidima will chase. He gets there, takes it away from Alex Newton. Chidima will set up, looking for someone there. Nichols, shot, and off the upper body of Nathaniel Newton. A laser beam from Zach Nichols at the high point. .337 to go. First period, Royals 2, Tigers nothing. This one is controlled by Chagrin Falls, and they'll build out. Armstrong skates forward. He's got 3 Royals that come to him. The puck trickles to the far side corner where Simperman will try and come up with it, but he turns it over and the Royals will head the other direction. This is Outward. Outward, bodied into the boards, and Chagrin Falls able to build out with the puck. Zach Armstrong skates in, and the puck all the way to Karsten Houck, who puts a glove down on it for the stop. And the Royals will change up. 3:05 to go, first period. Royals 2, Tigers nothing. Face off to the left of Karsten Houck. CVCA comes out with it. Stegmeyer. He's got to wait. He'll reset and bring it into the zone. Stegmeyer shoots over the goal of Nathaniel Newton. Verona chips it up. And he gets it back. 3-on-1 for Chagrin Falls. Shot and a score. The Royals defense breaks down there, and Henry Westendorf made him pay, and the Tigers get one back. A 3-on-1 break, and Henry Westendorf first to the goal right there, or first to the puck, and put it in the back of the net behind Karsten Hauk. And the score is CVCA 2, Chagrin Falls 1. So the goal scoring officially Henry Westendorf on the goal, the assist to number 10, Josh Barona. Time of that goal, 12 minutes, 25 seconds of period number 1. Back underway, and for CVCA, briefly into the offensive zone, but now back out, and they'll reset. Or they'll try to, but Chagrin Falls controlling it, a big hit, but the Tigers back in the offensive zone. A shot by Westendorf again, and this time Hauk buries that in the breadbasket. And the Tigers not going quietly, nor did we expect them to. Face off to the right of the senior Karsten Hauk. Westendorf shot and a score right off the face-off. 2-2. A beautiful play set up right here, and he beat Hauk for his second goal in a matter of seconds. 2 goals, 22 seconds apart for Henry Westendorf. For him, that's goal number 29 on the season, to go with the 28th just seconds earlier. And we're back to even at 2-2. So, Zach Nichols up to Matt Porter. Porter shot on Newton. Rebound shot saved by Newton. Zach Nichols will dump it back in on the backhand. It's still loose in front, and finally Newton scoops it up. 3 quick shots on Nathaniel Newton. He saved all 3, and we've got 2 minutes exactly to go in the first period. Official scoring on that goal for Westendorf, the second one. Westendorf from Matt Revenu off the faceoff. Westendorf on the goal, Revenu the assist. Faceoff controlled by the Tigers. Poke checked away and loose, and now controlled by CVCA, dumped in deep. Chidima will chase after it. Alex Newton's going to get there first, but can't get it too far. Turns it right back over to Chidima. He feathers it toward the goal. Now Schwartzbeck, I believe, or it might be outward. Cannot control, but picks it right back up. It is outward. He gets on his forehand. First shot is blocked. Second shot high over the net. Martin will keep it in. His shot knocked down in front by Newton. Backhanded shot by Chidima. Saved by Newton. And he's hauled down. Stick being held. No call. And Chagrin Falls able to build out with it. And here comes Zach Armstrong. Armstrong on the offense. Drives around Carter Martin. Armstrong looking to center. It's loose in front. Shot and a score! Caden Smith puts the Tigers on top. A huge roar from the Chagrin Falls sideline as Chagrin Falls 3 goals in a matter of just over a minute, and the Royals now trail. 1 minute and 20 seconds, and Chagrin Falls is on top 3-2. So back underway, 1 minute to go in the first period. The Tigers in the lead for the first time this afternoon. And a pep in their step. Eli Parada. Send it forward. Stegmeyer for CVCA gains the zone. He'll skate in. Centers. And David Siff hauled down, no call. Siff gets back up. He's going to win the puck. Shot from the far side boards is wide on the near side of the goal of Newton. 30 seconds left. Dupre angles it up to center ice. Eli Parada has it for the Royals. He's going to dump it in right on Newton's goal. He's got to make a save. 22 seconds left. Big hit on the near side, and one of the Royals is down and hurt. A huge hit. And they're going to call for some assistance right here. It was Nick Humphrey, the senior captain. hard into the boards. There have been no penalties so far in the first period. Humphrey able to get up and skate off with 18 seconds to go, and actually that is the first penalty of the game. 2 minutes on the boards for number 19, Elliot Dupre. And Dupre will go into the box for interference on that play with Nick Humphrey. So the Royals will have a power play, trailing 3-2. The Tigers with a flurry of goals here in the final 2.5 minutes of the first period to take a 3-2 lead. CVCA face-off misplayed, and the Tigers able to clear it down the ice with 10 seconds left. Martin will get it. He'll wait behind his net, and they will try and build out with one quick rush. 4 seconds left, though, and Outward cannot get to the zone. A long shot from Martin on goal at the buzzer, but we go to the end of the first period, and the Chagrin Falls Tigers take the lead into the locker room. It's Chagrin Falls 3 and CVCA 2. And as we go to the first intermission, we're going to pause for this brief message from Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy. We're at the first intermission from the Dan Costo Rec Center, and the score is Chagrin Falls 3, CVCA 2. It's Junior Royals Day here at the Dan Costo Rec Center. Fun for all ages. Students not yet old enough to attend CVCA can still be part of the Royals family. Grades 1 through 5 students are welcome to become a Junior Royal and enjoy some truly Royal treatment. Year-long free passes to sports events, special events, and tons of prizes await. We'd love to show you what being a Junior Royal is all about. If you didn't get to come out today, the Junior Royals are here in attendance, and they will skate with the team after the contest this afternoon. First period scoring, the Royals get out on top early. Noah Chidima with a goal 5 minutes and 18 seconds into the contest on a rebound, put CVC up 1-0, and then Chidima with a second goal made it 2-0 Royals, and the Royals were cruising at 9:09 of the first period. But with 2.5 minutes to go, Henry Westendorf struck and got his first of the afternoon, and just 22 seconds later off a faceoff buried another one. It was 2-2, and in the final 65 seconds, a third Chagrin Falls goal materialized off the stick of Caden Smith, his 5th of the season, and that's where we stand at the first period break. Chagrin Falls 3, CVCA 2. It is the first intermission here at the Dan Costo Rec Center. Game number 30 for CVCA, and they trail it after one period, 3-2. And after today, it's Barron Cup time. And so let's talk about the road to the 2023 Barron Cup. And we'll take a look at those standings we showed you again at the beginning of the contest. If you've just tuned in, these two teams, the top two teams in the Greater Cleveland High School Hockey League East Division, CVCA currently atop those standings at 8-1. The only blemish, an early season loss to Canfield. Chagrin Falls 7-2. The difference between the two teams, a 7-3 victory by CVCA in the very first game of the season. And so Chagrin Falls looking to win today. They would need to beat CVCA by 5 goals in order to capture the number 1 seed in the Barron Cup next week. They're on their way. They're up by 1. CVCA will get that number 1 seed if they win, or if they lose by 3 goals or less. Right now, the Tigers leading by 1. The Greater Cleveland High School Hockey League Blue West Division standings, the Parma Redmen will win the division. Their season is done in the division. They are 7-1-2, and that gives them 16 points overall. Cleveland Heights also finished up just behind with a 7-3 record and 14 points. Heights had a chance to tie Parma, but dropped a game to Lakewood 2 nights ago. And so Lakewood locked in at the 3rd slot. The Normandy Invaders will finish 4th, and they will play in the play-in game Monday afternoon at 4 o'clock against either either Kent Roosevelt or Canfield, pending the results of the Canfield game later this afternoon. So Parma, Cleveland Heights, Lakewood, and Normandy are the teams that will compete for the Barron Cup from the west side. Also out of the south winner will be the 8th seed, and so we'll put the Barron Cup bracket as it stands right now up on screen for you, subject to change, of course. And here it comes. Teams in white are locked into their spots. Teams in red still could change. So right now, as it stands, CVCA would be the 1 seed, and they'd play the winner of the Blue South, either Bay or Nordonia. Nordonia has 1 game remaining, a game they should win against, I believe, Brecksville. If they do, I believe that Nordonia will be the representative from the Blue South. Cleveland Heights is locked in. They will be the 4 seed overall. And currently, as it stands right now, they would play Canfield. If Canfield is upset later today in their game against Orange, then Roosevelt and Canfield would swap spots on this screen. But right now, Canfield would play Cleveland Heights in the 4-5 game. The Redmen out of Parma locked into the 2 seed, and they will play the winner of the play-in game, which currently is Roosevelt and Normandy. Last week, Parma and Normandy played in what they thought was the last battle of Parma, a game that ended in a 2-2 tie. The Parma Redmen, Parma High School, closing down after this year, so this is the final season for Parma. Parma and Normandy, rivals in the same school district, may face each other once again if Normandy can advance out of that playoff game, that play-in game rather. So Parma and either Roosevelt or Normandy, or Canfield if they get upset today. So a lot of things still to play out in the brackets. On the bottom side of the bracket right now, Chagrin Falls is currently the 3 seed. They would play Lakewood in the 3-6 game on Wednesday afternoon. But if the Tigers can win this game by 5 goals, they would move up to the 1 slot, and CVCA would fall down to the 3. If this game ends in a 4-goal differential in favor of Chagrin Falls, it likely would necessitate a coin flip to determine who is the 1 and who is the 3 seed. Got all that? Well, there you have it. Right now, Royals the 1 seed, Bay and Nordonia to be decided, likely Nordonia, Heights and Canfield, Parma and the winner of the play-in game, Chagrin Falls and Lakewood, subject to change. So stay tuned to CVCA Livestream on social media at CVCA Livestream, on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We'll keep you up to date on those brackets. And before we go off the air today, pending the results of this game, we will update that bracket as you just saw it. So, as we wind down the first intermission, we'll talk about other CVCA sports for a moment. Last night, the CVCA boys basketball team defeated Manchester 67-30 right here on CVCA Livestream. We were pleased to bring that game to you. Darren Peterson led the Royals with 31 points, and he did it as the Royals celebrated senior night for boys basketball. Peterson led the Royals with 31 points overall. He had 8 dunks, 7 rebounds, 7 steals, 4 assists, 4 blocks, in just over 3 quarters of work, and no truth to the rumor that he sold popcorn in the 4th period. Darren Peterson doing it all for the Royals this season, and put on a heck of a display last night in the Royals' victory over Manchester. With that win, CVCA secured themselves a share of the PAC championship. They will win the PAC outright with a win on Tuesday against Orville. In girls basketball, earlier this afternoon, the CVCA girls played down at Canton South. We're waiting to get a score from that game. With a win today, the girls basketball team from CVCA would clinch the PAC championship. Earlier this week, the OHSAA state tournament brackets were announced in girls basketball, and CVCA was seeded 4th out of 37 teams in Division II West. They landed in the Elyria district and will open tournament play on Wednesday, February 15th against Bedford, 7 o'clock at Tim Byerly Gymnasium on the campus of Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy. On Wednesday this week, the bowling team faced off against Ellett and rolled 2,200 but came up short. Ellett came away with a narrow victory, but the bowling team rebounded a day later to defeat Firestone for their 4th win of the season. CVCA swimming and diving teams made the short trip to WRA on Monday night. The Royals faced off against WRA, St. Vincent St. Mary's boys, and Our Lady of the Elms girls. CVCA fell in the matchup with WRA, but was able to secure wins over St. Vincent St. Mary on the boys' side and Elms on the girls' side. On Wednesday, they again were in action and hosted Talmadge and earned wins both on the boys' and girls' side on Wednesday night. Today, the swim teams were competing in the Perry Invite. CVCA's wrestling team hosted Walsh Jesuit Wednesday night. The Royals picked up 7 wins on the evening. They started out fast and ended strong, but the middle was controlled by Walsh. The Warriors came away with a 41-28 victory. Today, the Royals wrestling team is competing in the OHSWCA state duels at St. Vincent St. Mary. Here, the clock has just run out on the first intermission time, and we're getting ready for the second period with CVCA trailing 3-2. Start a second. The Royals will begin the second period on a power play with 1:43 remaining for Chagrin Falls. Elliot Dupre will be in the penalty box. 2 minutes for interference on a hard hit to CVCA's Nick Humphrey. And so the Royals will have a 5-on-4 man advantage for the first 1:43 of the contest. Royals back out on the ice. And Chagrin Falls back out as well. As we look over to the Royals side, it looks like CVCA may be making a change in goal for the start of the second period. Carson Houck is out on the ice without his gloves, and Caleb Mosher has got his stick in hand, and Caleb Mosher is in the game. So Carson Houck's night is done on senior night. The Royals, Caleb Mosher, will start in goal for the second period. Mosher enters the game with a record of 15-3-0-1, an 89.7% save percentage, and a 2.2 goals against average. So the Royals honoring Houck with the start here on senior night, but looking to win the game and bringing in their top goaltender, Mosher, to start period number 2. The Royals will skate left to right in the second period, and Chagrin Falls right to left. We're back underway in period number 2. Into the offensive zone on the power play are the Royals, but the Tigers have it, and a whistle blows. And the Royals are going to have 5-on-3 as into the box goes number 2, Aiden Kabik, for a slash, and a huge opportunity for CVCA. 5-on-3 for the next minute and 29 seconds. A big chance for CVCA to get back into this game. Face-off one back to Schwartzbeck. Shot in, save, second shot, and a goal! Whistle blows. Have they called it a goal or not? It hit the bar on top. Here's the replay. Waved off. No goal. Let's see it again, Sean. We got a few seconds here. off the bar and no goal. Good call. Royals win the faceoff, but it comes out to center ice. And so they'll reset. A break for Chagrin Falls right there. And the Tigers clear it down. 1:11 left of the 5-on-3 for CVCA. Chidima gains the zone, leaves it for Outward. He's going to fire it. It's loose in front, but an easy clearance, but not out. Carter Martin's shot in is wide into the corner. Chidima will try and dig it out. He gets it back, leaves it for Parada. Back to Chidima. Chidima dumps it down low. Outward centers it. Chidima in front, loose. Schwartzbeck shot, save, and he's leveled. And the puck is sent up, but not out. The Royals skate in. Shot, saved by Martin, and a whistle. Saved by Nathaniel Newton, and a whistle. Heavy pressure by CVCA in the 5-on-3. Still 31 seconds to go on the two-man advantage for the Royals. Once the two-man advantage expires, they'll have another 32 seconds of a 5-on-4 advantage. Face-off is dropped down, and David Siff has it. Up to the point, Carter Martin. Martin will shoot it. It's deflected over the net. Towards Stegmeyer on the near side. Has it and dumps it down low. The Royals trying to set up. Siff, cross ice. Martin will set up and fire. It's knocked down in front and cleared down the ice. 5-on-3 man advantage is just about expired. 5 seconds left, and Dupre will be back out on the ice for the Tigers. Here he comes back to 5-on-4 man advantage. Shot by Nick Humphrey goes wide. Alex Newton collects it, sends it around the board, but Stegmeyer is there. Chips it up. Martin dumps it back for Stegmeyer. It's loose and controlled by Dupre. 14 seconds left. He can't clear it. Ford has it. Ford skates in. Still skating in. Shooting. And saved by Newton. Still loose in front. Stegmeyer resets. Another save. Loose in front. Siff tries to dump it in. Can't. It's sent around. Penalty time is up. It's shot wide. Back to even strength. 5-on-5. The Tigers able to evade and stave off the two-man and then single-man advantage. They keep the 3-2 lead. Does Chagrin Falls, and here comes the Tigers. Henry Simperman into the zone. Simperman centers, shot, and wide. A great chance for Chagrin Falls. Outward, dumps it in deep. Royals trailing 3-2. Alex Newton will look. Long outlet pass misses, and Carter Martin has it. Martin to Eli Parada. 12:08 to go, second period. They wave off icing. Noah Chidima is going to get there. Looking for Outward, and it's taken away. Here come the Tigers. Zach Armstrong finally runs into a Royals player, but a shot saved first of the afternoon for Caleb Mosher. Sent up, kept in for the moment, and sent back in the slot. Westendorf leaves it high. Nice play again, still in and still onside. Centering pass by Armstrong, loose in front. Henry Simperman, his shot is deflected into the far side corner. Good pressure by Chagrin Falls right here. 3 Royals players, though, converge, and they're able to dig it out. Cross ice pass angled for Outward, but he can't get it. Goes behind him. And here comes Dupre. He'll skate in. Nice back check by Carter Martin, and Eli Parada was there as well to prevent further damage, and the Royals ice it. And behind the play, Eli Parada in some pain. It looks like what happened behind that play was Parada was hit in the head with a swinging stick. No call in the play. Actually, they did get the call. Dupre is going to go on the bench. 2 minutes for high sticking. The referees did see it, and so the Royals will go back on the power play. The second 2-minute minor penalty today for Elliot Dupre, and he wound up and clocked Eli Parada, who stumbled off the ice to the bench. Face-off in the offensive zone for CVCA as they start a 2-minute power play. They win the face-off. Stegmeyer will skate in, He'll shoot. It's blocked in front. The Royals get it back to Zach Nichols. He'll dump it down low. Nick Humphrey in the corner. Humphrey will skate right in, try and jam it in. It's a save by Newton. Another penalty coming. We'll see who it's on. David Siff falls down. And he's going to be sent to the penalty box. And so the Royals' power play is short-lived. David Siff, the assistant captain, goes in. And we'll play 4-on-4 hockey for 1 minute and 41 seconds. It's a hooking penalty on Siff, and the Royals squander a power play opportunity. 4-on-4 now. Defensive zone face-off. Zach Nichols has the puck. Cross ice to Mark Mosher. Mosher looking for Outward. Can't find him. It's picked off by one of the Tigers. A shot is in and over Caleb Mosher's goal. Back to Mark Mosher. Mosher's shot is in wide. Outward is there. He's going to take a chance. Stick to side. Almost misplayed. And Alex Newton picks it up in front of his brother. Back to center ice. And Zach Nichols sends it in. Newton sends it into the corner. All the way down the ice. And this is going to be icing. Oh, they wave it off. So Nichols will have to play it. Turns it over right in front, and Caleb Mosher, Johnny on the spot, as that was trying to get right through his 5-hole. Here it is again. Nichols turns it over and off a skate, and Caleb Mosher keeps it a 3-2 game. 9:58 to go. Second period. Tigers 3, Royals 2. 4-on-4 hockey. Dupre and Siff in the penalty box. Face-off controlled by Chagrin Falls. Shot goes wide. Nick Humphrey has it. Humphrey can't get out of the zone, but it's finally poked up and out to neutral ice. Dumped in deep where Carter Martin will have to play it for the Royals. 4-on-4 for another 55 seconds. Long outlet pass for CVCA, and they gain the zone. It's Schwartzbeck. He's going to fire. Easy save for Newton. Centering pass. Ricochets. And out comes Chagrin Falls with it. Eli Parada stands up Henry Simperman. The puck trickles into the zone. And it's sent around to the near side boards. Simperman and Parada come together again, and it's sent around the far side with 27 seconds left of 4-on-4. Royals can't clear the zone. Shot and a save. Loose in front. A second save. And Nick Humphrey sweeps it away. Another couple of good chances right there for the Tigers, leading 3-2. And CVCA is going to send this all the way down the ice, and Nathaniel Newton will have to play it. He sends it forward to Aiden Kabek. Short power play for Chagrin Falls right now. There were just 9 seconds difference between the two penalties. With that stoppage, it is 4 seconds left on a brief power play for the Tigers. Face-off will be outside the Tigers' offensive zone in front of their bench. One back to CVCA, and the penalty time expires. Mosher turns it over, though. Back to 5-on-5. Centering pass, shot is wide, deflected in front, and David Siff has it. The Royals will build out, looking for the equalizer. Royals had a 2-0 lead early. 3 quick goals in a matter of a minute and a half put the Tigers on top. Centering pass, Chadima's shot, blocker save. Chadima looking for the loose puck, and he's level to the ground. Oh! Whistles blow. Noah Chadima suplexed to the ground. The puck was loose in front. After it was settled, Chadima absolutely body slammed. No call. Just a face-off to the left of Nathaniel Newton. Loose in front. Chidima shoots and he scores! Take that, says Noah Chidima. A hat trick for the sophomore. Right after he was slammed to the ground. Here's the replay. They drop the puck down. He wins the faceoff himself, skates in one stride, and beat Nathaniel Newton on the short side top shelf. It's back to even at 3-3. Unassisted for Chidima right off the faceoff. Time of the goal. 6 minutes and 51 seconds of period number 2. A hat trick for Chidima, and the Royals are back to even with 8:09 to go here in the second period. Faceoff controlled by the Tigers. They'll chip it up into the offensive zone, but Eli Parada has it. He'll angle it off the boards. Far side, Schwartzbeck can't control. It's loose. And CVCA able to chip it up, but not out. Sent toward the goal, and Caleb Mosher dives on it. Here's that replay. CVCA trying to clear the zone, but not able to do it. And it results in Mosher having to make a stop. 7:50 to go. Period number 2. Face off to Mosher's left. Drop down. And chipped up and out of the zone. The Royals have it. But not for long. Good back checking by the Tigers. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Westendorf. And the Royals able to clear. Delayed offside against Chagrin Falls. Eli Parada has it. D to D. Carter Martin. Halfway through period number 2. Schwartzbeck can't get through the neutral zone. Has it taken away by Simperman. Shot. Puck loose. And a long outlet pass too far. Chidima will put it forward. It's into the zone and dumped in deep where it's going to be played by Kabek. Kabek angles it off the boards. But the Royals come up with it. But it's poke checked away. Caden Smith sends it forward into the offensive zone. Dupre. Shot. Save. And the puck loose and sent down the ice. It'll be icing on CVCA. And Jared Outward. Slow to get up and get off the ice. He'll be all right, though. Took a hit behind the end line. And after the icing call, the face-off to the left of Caleb Mosher. Royals 3, Tigers 3. It's dropped down. Nick Humphrey has it for CVCA, but he loses it. Nice back check there by David Siff, though, to bail out his teammate. Now he sends it forward to Stegmeyer. Stick handles into the offensive zone, fires wide. Humphrey tries to get there, loose behind the net. Dupre is on it. Zach Nichols can't stop it from going down the ice. It looked like he may have slightly touched it, but the referee allows the call to go for an icing. And so it's favorable to CVCA. It'll be an offensive zone face-off for the Royals. Nathaniel Newton will see the face-off to his right this time. There's some discussion, and now in comes Westendorf to take it. Stegmeyer off the face-off, shoots wide. All the way around the boards. Mark Mosher pinches in. Loose in front. Humphrey with a shot, save, and penalties coming. Bodies flying. Loose, still loose, no whistle. Zach Nichols has it. It's a delayed penalty against Chagrin Falls, and the Royals are going to go back up on the power play. The call is going to be a hold on the Tigers. Here it is in front. Stegmeyer there, loose, and he was just taken to the ground. His head slammed into the ground by Alex Newton. And Newton goes into the box for holding. And he's lucky all that was holding. Power play for the Royals. Shot is wide. Schwartzbeck behind the net centers, but no one there, and the Tigers able to loft that down the ice for a clearance with 5:51 to go in the second period. Royals 3, Tigers 3. CVCA on a power play. Alex Newton in the box for holding. Not able to control it is Outward, and another clearance down the ice for the Tigers. Carter Martin will break out for CVCA. Martin slows down, gains the zone, or does he? Chidima trying to stay onside. Martin zigged, and Chidima into the zone just a moment early. Here's the replay. We'll see if they got it right. Chidima jumped up, but could not hold his momentum up. So the faceoff will occur outside the offensive zone for the Royals. Minute 28 to go on the penalty time. Chidima wins it back to Eli Parada. Parada tries to feather it forward, but right to a Tiger, and it's sent right down the ice for another clearance with 1:20 to go. Martin up ice. Cross ice pass with speed comes Outward into the zone. Outward on the right flank. Skates behind the net. Sharp angled shot goes across the crease. Chidima will give chase up to the point. Eli Parada. Parada keeps it in. Down to Outward. Outward dumps it behind the net. Schwartzbeck has it. Schwartzbeck leaves it for Outward. He's got a shot high and over the goal. Far side left point. Carter Martin has it. 49 seconds left to go on the penalty time. Martin looking to try and center. It trickles to the near side. Long pass back to Martin across the ice. Centers, or rather shoots. Here's a centering pass looking for Outward. Cannot connect. And for the moment, Simperman has it. Cannot get it out of the zone, though. Dumped back in and a save by Newton. Chidima lurking with 3 goals already. It's kept in by the Royals. To the right point, Parada dumps it back down low. 21 seconds to go. Chidima with a hat trick already today. Can't stick handle it. Into the corner it goes with Aiden Kabek. Chidima trying to dig it out. Loose in the corner, and he does. Chidima has it. Tries the center. Feathers it forward. Shot and a score! Jared Outward with the goal on the assist from Chidima, and the Royals retake the lead. A power play goal with 4 minutes and 6 seconds to go in the second period. Time of that goal, 10 minutes and 54 seconds for CVCA for Outward. His 24th goal of the season. Outward from Chidima and Schwartzbeck to put the Royals back on top as we're just under 4 minutes to go. A power play goal, and that penalty to Newton cost the Tigers. Stegmeyer dispossesses the Tigers. He skates right in. He shoots and he scores! And he runs into the goaltender. And there's all kinds of pushing and shoving in front of the net. Stegmeyer skated in, beat Nathaniel Newton, and then was pushed into the goaltender. Here's the replay, and all kinds of a fracas breaks out. Here he is. The goal counts. It's 5-3. It is safe to say there is not much love lost between these two schools. And after all that, Matt Porter goes into the box for a penalty for CVCA. And so the goal goes up on the board. It is 5-3. But a power play will result for the Tigers after the goal. The penalty to Porter is roughing, and so a power play results. The score is 5-3, not 7-3, as you see on the screen. We'll try to get that corrected, and we will work on that for you. Right now, 3:44 to go. Royal shorthanded, but Chidima into the offensive zone again. He's going to get a chance, and Newton jumps on that one to prevent further damage. Here's the replay off the face-off. The Royals shorthanded. But another opportunity right there. CVCA with 3 goals in the second period and now up by 2. Off the face-off, Parada has it. And the Royals on the penalty kill will dump it in deep. Alex Newton there to have it, sends it around, but no one there for Chagrin Falls. Shot in and saved by Newton. Chidima dumps it back in deep. 3:23 to go, and another penalty taken by Chagrin Falls, and so their power play will go by the boards. Into the box goes number 15, Matt Revenue. And back to 4-on-4 we go. It has been a long time since Revenue in the box for slashing. 4-on-4. Shot is deflected. Never got to the goal. Here come the Tigers. Westendorf skates in. Backhanded shot wide. And another penalty is going to come for Chagrin Falls. They touch up, and Chagrin Falls is self-destructing right now. And as he skates to the bench, Elliot Dupre runs into another one of CVCA's players. Dupre goes into the box. We were about to say, if you've watched any Chagrin Falls hockey this season, they are probably one of the most penalized teams in Northeast Ohio. The penalty on Dupre, 2 minutes for elbowing, and timeout is called. The Royals, with 3 minutes to go here in the second period, are going to have a 4-on-3 power play for a significant amount of time. Timeout appears to have been called by Chagrin Falls, I believe. We did not hear it. But the Tigers and head coach Craig Hoberman trying to reset right now. They bursted forth with 3 goals in a minute and a half toward the end of the first period to erase a 2-0 deficit and go into the locker room at the end of the first period with a 3-2 lead. CVCA has rebounded here with 3 goals in the second period, and currently leads it 5-3. And now the Royals again on the power play with 2 Tigers in the box and Matt Porter in the box after a fracas that occurred after the last CVCA goal in front of the net. For the Royals, Eli Parada and Carter Martin on defense. Schwartzbeck and Chidima out there at the forward slot. 3 plus the goaltender for Chagrin Falls. It's Quebec, Verona, and Westendorf. And they'll try and keep it a 2-goal deficit. Face-off controlled by the Royals, sent into the near side corner and sent up and out by Chagrin Falls with a minute and 3 seconds left to go on the 4-on-3 penalty. Chidima into the offensive zone. Now Schwartzbeck back to Chidima in the circles. His shot wide and high. Eli Parada will skate into the circles. He'll take a chance. Saved by Newton. Centering pass, but it comes to Westendorf, was able to loft it down the ice. And the Royals will reset with 36 seconds to go in the 4-on-3. Into the offensive zone, back to Chidima. Chidima leaves it for defender, now cross ice to Parada. He shoots, ricochets in front, and a save, and sent up but not out. Still 21 seconds to go in the 4-on-3 for CVCA. Nice play right there, though, by Josh Barona to win the puck and clear it down. Chance for one more rush for CVCA on the 4-on-3. Then we should go back to, we will go actually to a 5-on-3 for about 25 seconds. But a chance right here, breakaway, chance for Chagrin Falls. And a great back check, not so great, a penalty coming on Carter Martin on a hook. And so the Royals 5-on-3 for a moment right there. We'll go back to 5-on-4. Or 4-on-3. Easy for me to say. Are you following along at home? More penalties. Into the box goes Carter Martin, trying to defend that breakaway. And so we'll reset for you. There's 1:38 to go in the second period. Still 2 Chagrin Falls Tigers in the box. Carter Martin goes into the box. Right now, the Royals on a 4-on-3 power play for 17 seconds. And that'll be 4-on-4 for probably the rest of this period, barring any further penalties. So, 4-on-3 for CVCA. Nick Humphrey enters the zone. Humphrey skates in. Into the circle. His shot and a save. Or is it? It's a goal for CVCA. Humphrey beats Nathaniel Newton. The puck got by him. It's a power play goal. Humphrey skates in. Newton thought he had it, but it trickled behind him, and the Royals go up 6-3. And so what that means is the 4-on-3 power play is done. 1 Tiger is released from the penalty box, and we'll have 4-on-4 play now for 24 seconds, and then the Tigers will be on a power play. Off the face-off, Royals leading 6-3. 4-on-4. Into the offensive zone is Zach Armstrong. Armstrong bodied off by Zach Nichols. And the Royals send it out to center ice. And now, Dupre is released, and the Tigers on a 5-on-4 power play for the rest of this first period. Mark Mosher into the offensive zone. He's going to center. Shorthanded bid for the Royals. Tigers on a power play. Into the offensive zone. Dupre shot ricochets and is sent out of the offensive zone for the Tigers. Cleared out to neutral ice and sent back in. Saved by Mosher. Now Mark Mosher has it and he'll clear it down the ice with 28 seconds to go in the period. 48 seconds to go on the power play for the Tigers. Misplayed, and the Royals clear it once again. Final 15 seconds of the second period, a period dominated by CVCA. And turned over, centering pass, Chidima shoots, and he scores a shorthanded goal for Noah Chidima, his 4th of the day. The Royals, 5th of the second period, 9 seconds to go in the period, and the Royals expand the lead to 7-3. The Royals putting their foot down in this second period and dominating. 5 goals by CVCA. And sending a message to the entire Blue, East, and West divisions. Back underway, still power play for Chagrin Falls. 2 seconds left in the period. And mercifully for the Tigers, it comes to the end. For the Royals, they'll go to the locker room celebrating a huge second period in which they scored 5 times. The Royals lead at the end of 2, CVCA 7 and Chagrin Falls 3. We're going to take a breather, and for you, we're going to pause right now for a message from Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy.
What is excellence? Excellence is a battle cry that you were made for more than this, in a world that is so satisfied with just okay. It's striving for greatness not only when there is a prize or recognition to be won, but in the still and quiet with only an audience of one. It's going above and beyond for others in service because our God has gone above and beyond all that we could have asked or imagined in His pursuit of us. It's diving into studies and academic pursuits, believing that the Lord has fashioned our minds out of the dust of the earth to understand and master complex concepts and the deep mysteries of the universe. It's preparation, not only for college or a career, but a life recklessly abandoning the ordinary and believing that the God who moves mountains lives inside you and will use you to turn the world upside down for His glory. A school defined by excellence is so much more than a building and classrooms. It is a defining culture, a strong imprint on a student's life in the way they will learn and grow. It is a life-altering encounter that surrounds them with people and experiences that shape who they will become. It is the foundation that they will take with them wherever they go. It is what they will see in their rearview mirrors as guideposts, showing them the way forward and propelling them to excel still more. In our lives, in our homes, in our families, in our communities, to go out and impact the world that God so loved. To shine a light on the darkest and most broken places, to be the salt to those who have lost their flavor, to bring love and healing as the hands and feet that we are called to be. We are CVCA, and we are called to excel still more.
Welcome back. Second intermission. CVCA leading Chagrin Falls 7-3 at the end of two periods. Always love watching that video from CVCA. Apologies for the technical difficulties we had there for just a moment as the video was playing. But we want to let you know that you can get a closer look at CVCA. Family Preview Night is coming up this week on February the 9th from 6 to 7:30. During this event, visitors can get a deeper look at our mission with the opportunity to hear from CVCA's administrators and teachers and discuss what makes CVCA unique. Students are welcome and encouraged to attend, but you do have to sign up. You see the open house has already gone by, but it's your next chance to understand better what makes Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy tick. You can do that by signing up at www.cvcaroyals.org/admissions. We do strongly encourage you to sign up so we know that you're coming. And we can't wait to meet you on Thursday night at the next Family Preview Night. Second intermission, and we'll recap the scoring. A period dominated by CVCA. Royals came into that second period trailing 3-2 after Chagrin Falls got 3 goals in a matter of 1 minute and 20 seconds late in the first period. It stayed that way until Noah Chidima got a natural hat trick with his third goal unassisted right after he'd been hauled down in front of the net with no call on the ensuing faceoff. He won the faceoff himself, skated in one stride, and then fired it past Nathaniel Newton to tie it up. It was 3-3 for the next 4 minutes, and then the Royals exploded. Chidima with a pretty assist to Jared Outward made it 4-3 on Outward's first goal of the day. And then Cord Stegmeyer had a chance, skated in, and put one past Newton, and then got pushed into the goaltender. A huge fracas ensued that sent Matt Porter into the box after all was said and done, but the Royals led 5-3. The power play for Chagrin Falls was very short-lived as they became quite undisciplined and took a couple of penalties themselves. It led to a power play goal for CVCA's Nick Humphrey, the captain on senior night. Senior with a goal with 1:25 to go. And then after the power plays, or rather the penalties had cycled down, the Royals were actually on a penalty kill, but Noah Chidima found the puck on his stick in the last 10 seconds and blasted another one by Nathaniel Newton to make it 7-3 at the end of 2 periods of play. That's where we stand right now. So with that second period recap done, I want to take a moment and talk about CVCA's 4 seniors. Nick Humphrey, who scored in that second period, came to CVCA as a junior and immediately garnered the respect of his teammates and put up big numbers. He gave the Royals a physical presence on the ice and often spent time with his dad Offit during games on frequent visits to the penalty box. But that said, when the Royals needed a boost, Nick has always been there, giving 100% on every single shift. The kind of player you absolutely want on your team and the kind of player opponents hate to see. Nick was elected captain and respected by all his teammates this year, guided the team on the ice and off. You get a sense, however, that the final chapter of Nick Humphrey's story is yet to be written with the Barron Cup coming up next week. Humphrey came into today's game with 17 goals, 25 assists, and 42 overall points this season. The goal in the second period was his 18th goal of the season. Senior captain Nick Humphrey. Next up, they often say there's something wrong with the person who's a goalie. And if that's the case, then there's something wrong with Karsten Houck 3 times over. As a goaltender in soccer, hockey, and lacrosse, Houck came out for hockey as a sophomore and assumed a backup role to then senior JT Nichols. It was the COVID year, so of course it was anything but normal for the young goalie who had never been on skates before as a goaltender. And at the start of the season, Nichols got sidelined with COVID, and Houck was thrust into the limelight, and all he did was win in his first ever start. Now, as Paul Harvey might say, if you remember Paul Harvey, the Royals backed him with 13 goals on that day against Nordonia, good enough for a 13-10 win, and now you know the rest of the story. But since that day, Houck has worked hard at his game, and it's become a very capable netminder for CVCA. He started today on senior day. He's got 7 wins to his credit in 10 starts this season as a senior. He's got an 86.1% save percentage and worked real hard to be a good goaltender. Goals against average of 3.1. And word has it, Karsten Houck's a cut-up on the bench, keeping things calm for his teammates when he's not in between the pipe. Houck will transition to lacrosse as the season changes, and next year he'll play goaltender in college for the Mount Union lacrosse team. Karsten Houck, senior goaltender for CVCA. Mark Mosher, what can we say about him? Calm, collected, quiet, fierce, a beast in the weight room. How about a brilliant mind? And a darn good hockey player to boot. Mark Mosher zoomed onto the scene literally as a freshman. Coming out of the Strongsville youth program, it was quickly evident that Mosher was one of the fastest skaters on the ice, and he's been a staple on defense ever since. Doesn't score many goals, but when he does, he usually makes a huge impact. None more than a year ago in the surprise Barron Cup run, Mosher opened up the semifinal game with a blast that beat this very Nathaniel Newton on the first shot of the game and set the tone for the Royals, who went on to win the contest in a game in which Mosher would add another key goal on that day to win and send CVCA to the Barron Cup finals a year ago as a 7th seed. Incidentally, as we're on the cusp of Barron Cup 2023, it's Mosher with 5 goals to his credit in Barron Cup play who will enter next week's tournament as the Royals' leading active goal scorer in Barron Cup competition. Mark Mosher, senior defenseman and assistant captain for the Royals. And that leaves Zach Nichols, the other half of the Mosher-Nichols defensive line that has played together for the last 4 seasons. Nichols has gone from an undersized freshman to a physical presence as a senior who gives everything he's got each shift he's on the ice. And nothing showed that more than on a play earlier this year at home against Canfield with the score tied 2-2 in the third period. Canfield's Adonai Darkadakis got a head start on a breakaway down the left wing. Nichols, from the other side of the ice, set chase after him, a play we now fondly call the streaking Darkadakis. And just as Darkadakis was about to let loose on a breakaway shot to potentially give the Cardinals the lead, Nichols dove on the ice, stick outstretched, and poked the puck away. Danger averted, but the play wasn't over. Quickly to his feet, in one motion, he continued on to finish a check on Darkadakis in the corner. That's what Zach Nichols gives you, all-out effort. Nichols has 3 goals on the season and recently scored in back-to-back games for the first time in his career, but it's safe to say the value that Nichols brings to CVCA is preventing goals rather than scoring them. And if you give me a moment, if I do take off my professional persona for just a moment, it's been a joy to be his dad and watch him play on the ice these last 4 years. The CVCA senior class, Nick Humphrey, Karsten Houck, Mark Mosher, and Zach Nichols. They've got one more period to play here at the Dan Costal Rec Center, with CVCA leading 7-3 at the end of 2 periods of play. The clock is wound down, but the fans are lined up in the home box area, getting ready for Chuck-a-Puck here on Junior Royals Day and Senior Day at the Dan Costal Rec Center. And as we get ready for Chuck-a-Puck, and it starts right now, we want to remind you that with the Royals leading, Sean, why don't we put that Barron Cup bracket back up again, if you don't mind? We'll deviate a little bit from our plan. With the Royals leading 7-3, up by 4 goals, we chronicled for you that the Tigers would need to win this game by 5 goals in order to get the 1 seed, or 4 goals to have a coin flip to see who would get the 1 seed So unless Chagrin Falls can beat Caleb Mosher 9 times, not likely to happen in the third period, CVCA is going to be the 1 seed in the Barron Cup next week. And then they would play the Bay Nordonia Blue South champion, likely the Nordonia Knights, easy for me to say, Nordonia Knights, on Monday at 6 o'clock. And you'll be able to watch that game on Sports on Tap podcast. The Sports on Tap guys are the official live stream partner of the Greater Cleveland High School Hockey League. They will have coverage of the Barron Cup, all games on Monday, Wednesday, and Championship Sunday next week. You can find them on YouTube by searching at SOT Podcast. Again, that's at SOT Podcast. And they will have CVCA's game on Monday against likely Nordonia, we believe. So the Royals will be locked in at the 1 seed. Nordonia, assuming they win this weekend, will come out of the South. The 4-5 game will pit Cleveland Heights against either Canfield or Kent Roosevelt. That game will be decided once the Canfield Orange game today goes final. But right now it's Cleveland Heights and Canfield. That game would be the late game on Monday night, and you can watch that on Sports on Tap podcast. On the other side of the bracket, the Parma Redmen are locked in at number 2. They're the champions of the Greater Cleveland High School Hockey League Blue West Division, and they will play the winner of the play-in game, which right now would be Roosevelt and Normandy. That play-in game will be the first game that is competed in the Barron Cup next week on Monday at 4 o'clock. Again, you can see that on Sports on Tap podcast. If Normandy comes out of that play-in game, it'll set up a rematch for one final time of the Battle of Parma, with Parma High School closing at the end of the year. Parma and Normandy, longtime rivals in the same school district, will have a third chance to play each other this year. The Normandy Invaders, by the way, the defending Barron Cup champions from a year ago. And at the bottom of the bracket, safe to assume that right now, barring something unbelievable, Chagrin Falls is going to be the 3 seed, finishing second in the Greater Cleveland High School Hockey League Blue East Division. And they will play Lakewood. That game will take place Wednesday at 4 o'clock. And again, that game will be available for those of you watching from Chagrin Falls. That game will be available on the Sports on Tap podcast group, or from the Sports on Tap podcast group as well. If we keep it here for just a moment, Sean, we want to let you know that should CVCA advance out of the first round and defeat either Bay or Nordonia, we will be back for you next Saturday with both semifinal games in the Greater Cleveland Hockey League's Blue Divisions at noon and at 2 o'clock next Saturday. So we'll have the CVCA game if they advance, and we will have the other game from the other side of the bracket as well. The championship game a week from Sunday will be seen on Sports on Tap podcast. So that's the Barron Cup bracket as we have it right now. And we've got an update from down in Canfield. At the end of the first period, it actually is the Orange Lions 1, Canfield nothing. So the Lions trying to manufacture an upset in their last game of the regular season. Canfield needs to win that game to get the 3 seed and stay out of the play-in game on Monday. Chuck-a-Puck just about finished, and I believe they have a winner. The Tigers already back in their bench area. CVCA yet to return to the ice. That'll give us a moment just again to talk about the scoring. That second period completely dominated by CVCA. 5 goals. Noah Chidima, his third of the day. 6 minutes and 51 seconds into the period. The lead goal right now by Jared Outward. And then Cord Stegmeyer got one. Nick Humphrey. And Chidima again with 9 seconds to go. And that's where he stands, 7-3. Royals returning back to the ice. Royals back on the ice, and they'll help finish off the chuck and puck cleanup. And the Tigers, after the long wait, will come back on the ice as well. 1 period to go. Royals leading 7-3 here at home at the Dan Costo Rec Center. As we start the third period, the Tigers will have a 24-second power play. Carter Martin still in the box for that hooking penalty as he was trying to defend a breakaway chance by Henry Westendorf. The Royals, just 9 seconds left in the second period, scored that shorthanded goal by Chidima, and they'll have 24 seconds left to kill off of the Martin penalty. So to our right, Caleb Mosher back in goal for the Royals. Nathaniel Newton to our left, and the puck is dropped down. We're back underway, and CVCA wins the faceoff and immediately clears the puck down the ice as they try and stave off the rest of the penalty time. Sugar Falls, perhaps time for one rush. 8 seconds left on the penalty time, but Caleb Mosher sends it up and out of the neutral zone, offsides against the Tigers, with 1 second remaining on the penalty, and a faceoff will ensue in front of the Royals bench, just outside of the offensive zone for the Tigers. Martin ready to come out of the box, and he does. Back to even strength. Faceoff one into the offensive zone. Dupre has it. Back to 5-on-5. Tries the center. He'll try again. It trickles all the way to the near side boards, and CVCA sends it up and out of the defensive zone, but it's sent right back in by the Tigers. Nichols. Long pass outward. Check that at Schwartzbeck. Gets it. Schwartzbeck's got one-on-one. Takes a shot. Loose in front, and Newton never covered the puck, but got a break right there as the referee blew the whistle. Tried to cover the puck, and you'll see it here on the replay. It was loose in front of him. And one of the Royals might have been outward on the far side, looking to get that loose puck and pounce on it. So back to even strength. Royals leading 7-3 after the 5-goal outburst in the second period. We pause to get the goal back on its moorings behind Nathaniel Newton. Nick Humphrey will take the face-off to his right. Humphrey wins it back to Stegmeyer. He'll fire, and he scores! Cord Stegmeyer from Nick Humphrey. Second of the day for Stegmeyer, and the Royals lead 8-3. And you've got to think at this point that the CVCA Royals have to be in the mind of Nathaniel Newton. Newton, 91% save percentage on the season. Gave up 7 to CVCA in the opener. Lost in the Barron Cup semifinal a year ago. Lost in the second game of the regular season to CVCA, giving up 3 in the third period a year ago. Has lost 3 straight, and now is looking like he's going to lose 4 straight to the Royals. Newton, a good goaltender, but today struggling to say the least. But he'll do better, and he'll be back in action on Wednesday, and it wouldn't surprise anyone if he's back in goal, perhaps in the championship game against these Royals next week. But here come the Royals again. Stegmeyer shoots. It's blocked in front. CVCA continues to pressure, but now the Tigers break out. Offsides as the Royals poke-checked it as it was being brought into the zone. You'll get a chance to see it again here on the replay. Josh Barona could not gain the zone before he met one of the Royals defenders, and so the face-off will take place just outside the Royals defensive zone. Tigers win it back and it gets dumped in by Aiden Kabeck. Van Wilford to Mosher. Mosher taken down, no call. Loose behind the net. Wilford tries to dig it out. He'll battle with Revenue. Loose in front. And pushed to the left corner. Look out for some extracurriculars between Schwartzbeck and Dupre, who got dumped. No call. Meanwhile, Schwartzbeck has it again. He's going to fire, and a save by Newton. So what we were saying is back on the other side, you're watching the replay. Schwartzbeck and Dupre came together. Dupre fell down, looked at the referee and said, "What was that?" And then he took a run at Schwartzbeck and missed and ran into the boards, chased after him all the way down the ice as Schwartzbeck got a shot off. Meanwhile, the face-off to the right of Nathaniel Newton. Tigers control it. Up to center ice. Van Wilford intercepts. Sends it to the near side to Mark Mosher. He'll skate behind his own net. Zach Armstrong giving chase. Mosher with speed. We talked about that during the intermission. Gains the zone. Mosher puts a shot on Newton. Rebound and blocked in front with a wide open net. The defense of Newton coming to his aid right there. And a penalty coming on CVCA for a trip. And the Tigers will go on the power play with 12:11 to go. We'll get the number for you. It might be Matt Porter, and it is Matt Porter in the box. 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 2 minutes and 49 seconds. So the last power play did not work out well for the Tigers. They gave up a shorthanded goal to CVCA. They'll have another opportunity right now. On the season, the Tigers just 14.5% on the power play. Successful just 8 out of 55 times coming into tonight's contest. On the near side board, CVCA clears it down the ice. And that's where Kabeck has it. He'll send it up to Armstrong. He sachets it forward, but Dupre wasn't looking for it, and an easy clearance for CVCA with 1:37 to go. And Chidima shoots, and a save by Newton again. They just left the puck right there for Noah Chidima. You don't want to do that. 4 goals on the day for the leading scorer for the Royals. And now 40 goals on the season for Noah Chidima. Royals win the faceoff. Carter Martin will send it wide. Still on the penalty kill is CVCA. Matt Porter in the box at center ice. A shot in from Eli Parada and kicked aside by Nathaniel Newton. Again, Martin with time on the penalty kill. He'll wait. Dupre will finally come and show some interest, and Martin will clear it all the way down the ice right past Alex Newton. We'll have to retrieve it for the Tigers. David Siff and Newton go tumbling to the ground. And the Tigers will try and build out, but they turn it over again. Sent forward and loose in front. And again, a huge takedown by Chagrin Falls. And I believe it was Newton, and they're going to go right back into the penalty box. The Tigers are a talented hockey team, but when tested, instead of playing hockey, they want to play physical, and Newton just driving the Royals player to the ground, into the ice, is going to go into the box for 2 minutes. Four on four once again. Royals win the face-off. Nichols has it, tries to send it forward. It's deflected to Cord Stegmeyer. Centering pass, Humphrey. Didn't get much on it. And again, the Tigers with the extracurriculars. Humphrey just skates away. And in the first game, we should now point out, in the final minute of the contest, a fracas ensued, and majors were handed out, and Nick Humphrey missed a game against Canfield the next game, because if you get a major penalty in the last 5 minutes, you're forced to miss the next game. That's the only game that CVCA lost in the division this year. And so right now, with a 5-goal lead, the Royals are going to have to be careful just not to take the bait from Chagrin Falls, who would like nothing more than to cause the Royals to be shorthanded, potentially upset on Monday of next week. And the Royals have talked about that in advance of this game, that they know the Tigers have a propensity to take a lot of penalties. They want to play clean hockey, and we'll see if that happens over the course of the final 10 minutes and 34 seconds of this contest. Tigers also had to schedule an extra game this season when a similar issue ensued prior to a game that they had, or in a game perhaps with Kent Roosevelt. They scheduled the Geauga team just to allow one of their players to serve a suspension penalty. And so it's not the only time this season it happened against the Royals. Nevertheless, here we are, 8-3 CVCA. Royals on the power play now, as shorthanded opportunity potentially for Chagrin Falls. It's deflected into the corner. CVCA on the power play, 5-on-4 for the next minute. And out to center ice it comes. Again, bodies falling down behind the play in the corner. The Tigers clear it, and Carter Martin will have it with 49 seconds to go. 9:41 left to go in the game. CVCA will dump it in wide of Newton. And again, more extracurriculars. Nick Humphrey has it. Humphrey shoots, saved by Newton with Martin in front. Royals on the power play, and the Tigers clear it. 20 seconds left for CVCA on this abbreviated penalty, or rather power play. Still in the box is Alex Newton. They gain the zone with 12 seconds left. Schwartzbeck is outward is leveled. A shot goes in and a save by Newton. Martin Howe from the point shoots in. Another save, rebound is sent up and out. Parada has it, and Newton is released. Back to 5-on-5, even. Westendorf. Simperman. And back come the Royals. Centering pass, shot, fanned on by Alward. 8:26 to go. CVCA 8, Tigers 3. 6 straight goals to the Royals in this contest after the Tigers exploded for 3 at the end of the first. Royals gain the zone. Chadima in the circle will shoot. Another big, juicy rebound left by Newton. All the way down and played by Caleb Mosher. Martin will head up the ice as the Royals change. Finds Schwartzbeck off his stick. Up but not out. Humphrey skates in deep. Newton gives him the shoulder. Humphrey still has it. Stick goes flying. Centered in front. Shot and a save by Newton. Royals still controlling. Stegmeyer skating with it. Now into the circle on his forehand. Skating right in. And a save by Newton from about 3 feet away. And the whistle blows, I believe, the goal off the moorings. With 7:27 to go here. And there's the collision. Both players, or players from both teams, are going to the ice. And a good chance there for Outward that he could not connect on. Just over halfway through third period action. Face-off one back to the Royals at the point. Shot in and a save by Newton. Into the corner. Verona can't clear the zone. David Siff loose in front. And it goes to the near side. Cleared out. And a chance now for the Tigers, but Ben Wilford pokes it to the near side corner. Dupre tries to get it to the other side, sends it to the corner. Zach Armstrong sends it up, but Stegmeyer is there for the Royals. He'll start out into the offensive zone on his forehand. His shot is knocked down, and the Tigers clear it out to center ice where Mark Mosher has it. Long shot is caught by Alex Newton, and the whistle blows with 6:44 to go. Senior night and Junior Royal night for CVCA, and the Royals enjoying an 8-3 lead. 6 straight goals for the CVCA Royals, and they are in command in this one. The only third period goal, Stegmeyer, early. Here come the Tigers, 2-on-1. Westendorf shoots, and a blocker save by Caleb Mosher. And quickly, the other direction comes Chidima. He's going to shoot, and the blocker of Nathaniel Newton sends it to the near side corner. Royals cycle it down low. Matt Porter tries the center, and it comes to Dupre. Check that. It is Westendorf, but he's met by the Royals defense, and the puck is loose. Far side, Armstrong. Chidima chips at it, and it goes out to the neutral zone. Cross ice. Josh Barona with under 6 minutes to go. Zach Armstrong trying to gain the zone, dumps it in deep, but only Ben Wilford is there. He wears a Royals jersey. He'll reverse to Mark Mosher. Mosher sends it up. Porter out to center ice, but knocked right back in by Josh Barona. Here comes a chance for Chagrin Falls. Shot and a save by Mosher. Tigers with some pressure. Armstrong gets on his forehand, centers in front, backhanded shot, and a save by Mosher. And again, pushing and shoving, and a penalty on CVCA. .5:19 to go, and Humphrey goes into the box. Groans from the Chagrin Falls side as if nothing has been happening with the players wearing orange and dark brown or black today. It was an obvious penalty on Nick Humphrey, and he deserves to be in the box for 2 minutes. So a power play and a shot immediately for the Tigers. Saved by Mosher and a clearance by CVCA. David Siff will be the first one to the puck. Alex Newton tries to scoop it out, and he does. The Tigers, though, cannot control, and Cord Stegmeyer sends it back down deep, where Aiden Kabek will have to play it. Siff pressuring him once again, and they turn it over again. Stegmeyer, shorthanded, in the circles, trying to stick handle it, and cannot. It's taken away, and Kabek has it with 1.5 minutes to go on the penalty time. Long angled pass, but Siff is going to intercept again. Siff has it, centers. Stegmeyer's got space and time. It ricochets to the near side corner. Shorthanded chance for the Royals. 1:18 to go on the penalty time. Westendorf can't gain the zone as one of the players for the Tigers was offsides. He'll reverse up to Newton. Newton's going to try and get it in, but it's knocked down by Stegmeyer. He'll take over and send it across the ice to Eli Parada, who will send it down to the opposing blue line. Less than 1 minute to go in the penalty time. 4:14 to go in the game. Here's another chance for Chidima on the shorthanded bid. Shoots off the bar, and it's the only thing that kept him from a 5th goal and another penalty, holding. And if they're calling this on Chidima, he can't believe it because he was taken down after the shot, but he is going to go into the box. So 5-on-3 now for Chagrin Falls. Noah Chidima in the box for holding. Shaking his head, he can't believe it. Down 5 goals. It's getting late early out here, as Yogi Berra would say, but a good opportunity for the Tigers to try and get back into it or a little closer. They'll have an offensive zone faceoff. 46 seconds of 5-on-3. And Zach Nichols takes the faceoff. It is one back to the Tigers, but no one there at the point. All the way down the ice it goes. Alex Newton will send it in. Nichols will chase after it. He's going to get there. Feather it to the corner, but not out. It's sent down low. And the first one to it is Simperman. Loose in front. And Zach Nichols scuffling with one of the Tigers in front of the goal who fell into Caleb Mosher. And now Nichols is going to go. So, 3:34 to go, and 3 of the Royals are now in the box. And we'll wait for the call. Exactly what CVCA did not want to do in the final 5 minutes of the game with a 5-goal lead is begin taking penalties, and they've taken 3. All right, it's offsetting penalties. Nichols in the box for a cross-check. Tiger in the box for interference. And so it remains 5-on-3 for 16 more seconds. Nichols, and we're trying to get the number for the Tigers. It is not on the board because they are offsetting penalties. It's Elliot Dupre in the box. And frankly, the Royals will probably take that trade. With all due respect to Zach Nichols. Dupre will be off the ice for the final, or 2 minutes of the final 3:34. And there are only 4 Tigers on the ice at the moment, so 3 in the box for CVCA. They have to have 3 at least on the ice. So the Humphrey penalty has 16 seconds remaining. Chidima has 1:30, and the Zach Nichols penalty has 2 minutes. Dupre will be in for 2 minutes. An explanation being given to Rich Hurdle on the CVCA sideline in the box, in the penalty area. Not the penalty area, the CVCA bench area. So a long delay. The referees still conferring with each other. And we're going to play 4-on-3 hockey. 4-on-3 is what it looks like. Ken Schwartzbeck is saying it should be 5-on-3, and we agree. And it is 5-on-3. So Craig Hoberman will send out a 5th skater. 5-on-3 for 16 more seconds. And actually it should continue. Well, we'll see. Nevertheless, we're back underway. Face-off is controlled back to the Tigers. Dumped down low, but Mark Mosher has it. He's got time. Chops it high, but not out. It's kept in by Newton, barely. Sent down low and chased after by Simperman. He'll send it back up, but it clears out of the zone. The shot is in on Mosher, but it's delayed off sides. And Humphrey's back onto the ice. It's 5-on-4 now for CVCA for another 1:06. 3:08 to go in the contest. Royals now with a 5-on-4 man disadvantage. 3 minutes left in today's game. Puck trickles into the offensive zone, but Carter Martin is there to get it and send it down the ice on the clearance. In the corner, the puck loose. Royals do a good job just killing time. 29 seconds left in the penalty time. Simperman can't control, and Carter Martin, as the puck trickles out to the neutral zone, sends it right back in the corner. Humphrey pirouettes. 12 seconds to go on the Chidima penalty, and the Royals should be back to 5-on-5 in a matter of moments. But here's Zach Armstrong. Centers and no one there, and the Royals send it down the ice, and it should be icing, but they wave it off. If they allow the penalty time to expire. Back to 5-on-5, even strength. Just 1:49 to go in the game. Royals leading 8-3. A big win today for CVCA. Coming back from a 3-2 deficit with 6 straight goals. We're down to 1:39. Cord Stegmeyer into the offensive zone. Dangles and has it poked away and dispossessed. Westendorf looking for one. Shoots in, loose in front. Shoots again, and smothered by Caleb Mosher. And a shout out to Caleb Mosher as Zach Nichols and Elliot Dupre are dismissed. Mosher came in to start the second period right after Chagrin Falls had scored 3 goals right at the tail end of the first period. And as of now, with a minute 24 to go, Mosher has not surrendered one. You can expect the Royals and the other teams in the Barron Cup to see a lot of Caleb Mosher next week. Royals clear the zone, and here comes David Sipp into the offensive zone with a minute 15 to go. Cross-ice pass and a shot and a score! A hat trick for Cord Stegmeyer, 9-3 CVCA. A beautiful pass, and Stegmeyer on the left wing put it behind Newton, a 9th goal. And for Stegmeyer, his 3rd of the day, his 28th on the season. And the Royals, with a statement game, will put a running clock on Chagrin Falls for the final 1 minute and 11 seconds. The clock winds, and unless there's a injury or a goal, it will not stop. The final 65 seconds. CVCA 9, Chagrin Falls 3. Around the boards it goes, out to the neutral ice. Cross ice pass intercepted by the Royals. Stegmeyer back out to center ice. Mark Mosher has it. He's going to gain the zone. The shot is deflected. Humphrey has it on his stick. He'll skate to the corner. 39 seconds left. Tries to center it in front. It's sent all the way down. Caleb Mosher will make a stop. He'll feather it to the near side boards. Humphrey has it. 28 seconds to go. Humphrey up ice. Stegmeyer. And Humphrey has his stick slashed out of his hands. Shakes his head and just skates on. And the Royals will ice it. And that will ice the game, although they'll wave it off. Should ice the game anyway. Down to 7 seconds left. And the Royals with a big win today. The clock runs out. CVCA 9. Chagrin Falls 3. A senior day to remember for Zach Nichols, Mark Mosher, Karsten Hauk, and Nick Humphrey. And the Royals convincingly win the Greater Cleveland High School Hockey League Blue East Division. Convincingly put themselves in the number 1 seed slot for the Barron Cup, which will start on Monday. CVCA will play again Monday night at the venerable John M. Coyne Rec Center in Brooklyn, Ohio. They'll open up the Barron Cup as the 1 seed against the 8 seed champion of the Blue South, either Nordonia or Bay. Chagrin Falls, a great regular season. Their record will drop to 13-6. They'll finish second in the division. They'll be the 3 seed, and they will open up their Barron Cup tournament on Wednesday at 6 o'clock against Lakewood. Both the Monday games and the Wednesday games can be seen on the Sports on Top podcast YouTube page. You can find that page at SOT Podcast. An update from down in Boardman. Canfield leading Orange 3-1. Second period. A little over a minute to go in the second period. So Canfield with a win will secure the 6th, or the 5 seed. And that would relegate Kent Roosevelt to the play-in game. So Sean, let's take a look at that bracket with CVCA winning today. We'll update the bracket. CVCA now in white, secured in as the top seed. Record improves to 23-7, matching the all-time record for most wins in a season. And they get Bay or Nordonia, and we believe that's likely going to be Nordonia unless there's a monumental upset in Nordonia's final game of the season. Chagrin Falls and Lakewood will play on Wednesday night, and that game actually at 4 o'clock, not 6 o'clock, 4 o'clock Wednesday. Chagrin Falls and Lakewood. Cleveland Heights and likely Canfield. Parma with the winner of Kent Roosevelt and Normandy, and that is what we believe to be the Barron Cup bracket when it is released officially tomorrow. Here, the Royals victorious, third period goals for CVCA. Gord Stegmeyer, a couple more for the final margin, 9-2, a hat trick for him. And what you're seeing right now is the beginning of the post-game skate. Junior Royals night here at the Dan Costo Rec Center. Junior Royals out of the ice, and the Royals players skating with their young fans and others. A celebration on senior night. We thank you for joining us throughout the season. It's been a heck of a season for CVCA, and we are glad to have been able to bring it to you on behalf of Sean Mosher, Kent Schwartzbeck, Cody Anderson. This is Tim Nichols reminding you that